Good evening. This is CTV News for January 29th. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Byron Scott. Thank you for joining us tonight. A Capitol Heights man will spend the next 20 years of his life behind bars. Lenwood Pearson was sentenced today for brutally abusing a 6-month-old step-grandchild. That child subsequently died. Denise Douglas has those details.
It was a very, very emotional hearing here at the Upper Marlboro Courthouse. In fact, both Dimitri Hooper's parents told the court how traumatic his death had been on their lives. The mother specifically said that she is broken. After listening to all of that, the judge handed down a 20-year sentence against Lenwood Pearson, the step-grandfather of Dimitri Hooper. Now, back in 2016, Pearson had picked up Dimitri from daycare. He told police that he lifted him in the air and that his head hit a ceiling fan, causing the child to fall out of his hand and again struck his head, but on a stove the second time around. He later died at the hospital. We got reaction to the sentencing from both parents outside of the courthouse.
I appreciate the judge and for all that she has done for our family and giving him the 20 years. And even though the 20 years don't measure up to what the life that we lost, I really appreciate her for that. I just want to thank my family and my friends and everyone that loved and supported us through this.
As a person, as a humble guy, I try to always show love, especially to elders or anybody that ever came into my circle. So to be betrayed like this, especially to a baby that definitely didn't deserve that, is the hardest thing to walk through life without, you know.
Mr. Pearson was held accountable today. Today was about justice for baby Dimitri. But what we say in this matter is that truly there is no justice for an infant who is murdered. There is no justice that you can offer a family in this case, but we are satisfied that Mr. Pearson will spend a significant amount of time in jail and that he will not have the opportunity to harm or murder yet another child.
During the hearing today, Pearson apologized to the family and maintained that the incident was an accident. As part of the sentencing, the judge says Pearson will be subject to 5 years of supervised probation and that when he is released, he cannot have any unsupervised contact with minors. I'm Denise Douglas, CTV News.
The judge also told Pearson that he must not have any contact with the victim's family when he's released.
Well, President Trump delivers his first State of the Union tomorrow evening. The White House says he will use the theme Building a Safe, Strong, and Proud America for the address. It's expected to highlight the recent tax bill victory, as well as laying out ideas for trade, immigration reform, and rebuilding U.S. infrastructure. Meantime, Governor Larry Hogan recently criticized federal inaction on health care, saying both parties need to learn to work together.
It's just games playing and name calling instead of fixing things. And Washington I'm disgusted with Washington's inability to address the major problems that are facing us. This one is a disaster. And you can't just throw it out. We want to protect the people. We've been fighting to protect the people who are now covered. But you can't just have all the insurers going out of business or leaving the state, and you can't have rates doubling.
Now, the State of the Union address will be broadcast live at 9 p.m. on Tuesday.
And when the president makes that address tomorrow night, a DACA recipient from Prince George's County will be in the House. Gabriela Hernandez will be the special guest of Congressman Steny Hoyer. Hernandez came to the U.S. as a young child with her mother from El Salvador. Hoyer says he hopes her presence tomorrow night reminds the president and Republican leaders of the importance of allowing dreamers to stay in the country and have a pathway to citizenship. Hernandez attends Prince George's Community College and eventually plans to become a social worker.
6 Prince George's County schools are placed on lockdown for nearly 2 hours this morning. The lockdown was ordered following reports that a man was carrying a rifle on Good Luck Road. Parkdale High, William Wirt, and Charles Carroll Middle were impacted, along with 2 elementary schools. Authorities gave the all clear around 12 noon.